Hello, everyone. Summer is here, and I'm all in for that. And it's beautiful and sunny today outside, while I'm relaxing on my couch with my co-host, Little Cowboy. And we're going to be getting ready to chat with yet another exciting guest on this new episode of your much loved talk show on the couch. When summer starts, usually it's a good sign that it is Pride season is upon us. And in many communities around Ontario and around the world, naturally, a lot of Pride celebrations are starting to roll out. And as a community, remember, it is important to celebrate Pride and to support Pride, whether it's in a big city, but even more important when it's in a smaller town or smaller cities, because that's where our voices are more needed to amplify. And that's a good lead for my guest today, who I invited to the show when I spotted a social media post that he will be performing at Pride Toronto. So we're going to talk about all of that. But speaking of Pride, I've got huge news for you. So we recently got the call from Pride Toronto that they want us to do on the couch live on stage at Pride Toronto on the Friday night of the Pride Toronto Festival in front of all the thousands of audience. And I'm going to be performing a couple of songs, and we're going to be talking to the International Grand Marshal. So it's going to be a very exciting episode. So I can't wait to see what's happening in July. All right, back to my guest. Tony Aye is an award-nominated singer-songwriter from Baltimore. And actually, that's all I'm going to say about him. Because I'm just going to invite him to jump on board, and we're going to get to know together this dynamic queer artist. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. You do know, I don't know if you do know, but my nickname at home is Tony as well, not Antoine. And my family, and I've been trying since I was 16 to get my family to stop calling me Tony, but they insist on Tony, so I'm still Tony at home. So nice to have you on the show.
Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Two-part question. Let's hit you in with that first. How did you fall in love with singing? Getting your start. You started in a genre, and then you switched on. Actually, I guess that's a four-part question. So all of that. How did you start? Getting your start. You started in a genre and switched to a genre. We'll talk about all those pieces, kind of thing.
Okay, sure. Well, singing has always been a part of my life.
Okay.
My family loved music. I would hear it in church. I would listen to it while I was cleaning the house. My mom had a very wide collection of different songs and music. My favorite used to be Mariah Carey's Daydream album. I would listen to it all day long.
Yeah.
To this day, it's still my favorite thing to clean the house.
Good, cool.
And yeah, it just grew from there. They cultivated it. I took music classes. I started doing show choir and concert choir and all the things. Fell in love with classical music, fell in love with musical theater. And then I got introduced to gospel music, and that became an additional love of mine. And that kind of took me right into adulthood, where I started singing background for various artists. I got a chance to sing behind the likes of like Fantasia,
Cool.
Heather Headley. I got to perform at an award ceremony recognizing Elton John, which was like huge for me because he's a huge idol of mine.
Awesome.
And yeah,
I would love to meet. So that's one of the people that I would love to meet. So cool. So I guess music was ingrained in you or taught you and that's important. I find that a lot of people who are influenced by their own parents' love of music too. So when you have that at home, always playing, you kind of tend to fall in love with it. But how did you get? So you got your start in gospel.
Yeah.
And why did you make the switch to more pop? You do pop. What else do you do? You do a lot of genres, right?
Yeah, I do like pop, but I think the cool thing about pop is it's pop, so it has a little bit of everything in it.
Yeah.
That's like the best part about pop is it in itself is a broader genre than people realize. But
exactly. It's an umbrella.
You can do everything with pop. And So that's one reason why I switched. I switched because I
You
love
gave yourself more freedom, I guess, to be as an artist.
more freedom
Yeah.
and gospel. I love singing gospel. I still sing gospel anytime I get a chance to. Politically, it was very difficult and challenging for me as a gospel artist, as I was openly gay.
I was going to say that must have been challenging. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was. And they were going to finance me for a tour. And they said they would do it as long as I deleted all the photos of my husband, of my kids for the duration of
Wow.
the, and I could put it back up afterwards.
Breaks my heart when I hear that. I hear that in country music
Yeah.
from queer artists, and I hear that in gospel. The two genres that and actually I hear that in rap as well a bit. So yeah, we're expected to be, and this is what I don't like. I mean, also as I publish books as well for the community. This is what I don't like, that we're people, which means we have a very wide variety of interests, and to just always say, if you're gay, go there, kind of thing. That's your lane. It's like, no.
Yeah, and I've never liked being told.
Yeah, good for you. So, when I say who gave you a start, like, what was the moment that you were invited on stage somewhere, or you made your way to the first time studio? What was your first moment singing?
So my very first moment singing was probably going on stage and I was Country Mouse and City Mouse. That was my first shot at the stage, 8-year-old Tony. And funnily enough, my brother was a co-star. He was City Mouse. So it was easy to get into character. And I've been bit by the bug ever since. After that, I started doing plays and acting and dancing, and I never left the stage after that. I've always been.
That's why I asked, because there's always this moment that switch in your head, and you went, okay, I'm going to be in this for a long, long time, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the moment where that switch really happened, I think was the first time that I ever got an award for performing.
Nice.
And I think that's
a validation, right?
Right.
In a way, I was having a conversation with a colleague in the community about the importance of celebrating people, and like an award. While it sounds like, oh, just an award, but what to the person receiving it, it's an acknowledgement that gets you to start doing more, and it's the validation of that your work is appreciated. So I think it's very important to celebrate people and to thank people. So that's what the awards are. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna be back with the lovely Tony. So don't go anywhere. We got lots more to talk about.
I love my lips, my beautiful lips. I love my eyes, my beautiful eyes. I respect nature. I love all living things. Beauty is kind. I am beautiful. Love the earth, love your life, live life healthy.
We are back, and we are chatting with artist Tony Aye from Baltimore, all the way from Baltimore. Yay! I love that. You know what? Before COVID, we used to film the show live here on a stage, in a queer stage space in front of a live audience. But that was cool and all. But since COVID and since the discovery of Zoom, I am able to talk to a lot more people around the world because we moved everything virtually. Right. So I get the chance to have a lot more very exciting artists from all over. So I was listening to Signs while I was doing the interview. It's a fantastic video, guys. Yeah, you look very energetic in it. It's a catchy track. What was your inspiration behind the song?
The inspiration behind the song was I wanted a song that sounded like hypnotic and kind of
does have that, yeah.
But I wanted it to be, this sounds weird, I wanted the song to make you not pay attention to the words.
Okay, do say more.
Yeah, because the words are actually pretty bad. They're pretty toxic. It's kind of about like manipulating and knowing that you're bad in the situation, but
Fair
you're
enough.
okay with it. And so was in a stage of my life where I was seeing the signs in front of me and I wasn't paying attention. I was still
Yeah.
kind of being like, it can't be that bad. And it was like, no, like they're just
You know what? You're making me want to go listen to the song again because I think that's what happened to me. I was bopping my head, but now I don't recall what were you saying.
and that was done intentionally because
Interesting.
I like having layers. So the song is really about just kind of that toxic when like it's bad, but it's so good at being bad that you don't care.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I thought. I got the sense of playfulness in it that
That's
you're
exactly.
having fun, and I guess that's what caught me. I thought, yeah, he's having fun singing and writing the song, kind of thing. So, yeah.
I love anime and superheroes and villains and comic
Okay.
books. And if you always notice, the superhero is always serious. It's the villain that's always
Having
relaxing.
the most fun. Yeah.
They're just reveling in the chaos. And so I wanted to do that. I wanted a villain song, and
Okay.
that was cool.
You're actually the second artist that I chat with who was that? I can't remember. I was talking to someone on our home show, weekly show last week, and the same thing. He's a queer artist, and they invented a whole villainous character for a whole set of work that they've done, because that's the thing is like we all want to be the villain because it's so much fun.
It's you get to let go and let loose.
Let's go.
I love playing characters in general. So music, art, music, even video games, it all lets me play a character.
Speaking of villains, I can't wait to see Melissa McCarthy doing Ursula. And oh my God, she looks like she's gonna have so much fun doing that character.
Yes, especially when I found out that she used to do drag performances. So I'm super.
You serious? I didn't know that, but I could see that. She's I think she's a very cool person.
Yeah.
So the whole movie is hugely anticipated. Let's talk about your releases so far since you started. How long again have you been singing professionally?
So singing professionally, probably about 8 years now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And doing the pop piece of it, probably about 4.
Okay.
So I've had 2 releases. My debut album, which was called Call Me Tony, which was meant to be like an introduction to me.
I thought that was cool, actually, to name your first album. I thought actually it was also courageous to name your first album after your name.
Right. And what's cool is I'm kind of the opposite of you. I grew up being called Anthony, which is
oh, really? Okay.
and I hated being called Anthony. I always wanted to be called Tony.
You serious? See, I always used to joke with my parents that Tony sounds like a greasy Italian mechanic. Tony.
Well, listen, I love all things Italian, so I love it. And
I have Italian blood, so whoever's trying to catch me on that joke, my mom's family is Italian.
But yeah, it was so much fun. And Anthony is what I used at work. It's what I used when I was with strangers.
Okay.
And so I was like, why am I calling myself Anthony as an artist? It doesn't make sense that I'm saying this name that I'm uncomfortable with. And I wanted my music to be authentic. And that started with my name. So call me Tony.
You know what? Honestly, I think your name as an artist is pretty catchy. For even leading to the interview, it would ring in my head, Tony Aye. For some reason, like it has a musical rhythm to it. Tony Aye.
And I put the exclamation point because I wanted people to be excited, even if they didn't know who I was. When you see the exclamation point, you got to be excited when you say that.
Like that.
Grammar works, y'all. Go to school.
The 2 albums.
Yes.
Which one is your favorite? No, kidding. All our work is our favorite. Okay.
Right. We love it all. But my second album is called Retrograde, and I did have a lot of fun. My first album I did from home because of the pandemic.
Okay.
So the second album was my first chance to get into a studio to do pop music.
So you really did your first album during the pandemic. You know what? Honestly, the same thing for me, and my audience knows that I started around there. I swear the pandemic has given the world a lot of new artists. We all had the time to do this.
Nothing else to do.
What else to do? Very cool. You know what? That's fantastic. Compliments, congratulations, and I hope they're continue being a huge success. Do you have someone specific that inspired your journey as an artist, a mentor or whatever that you look up to as in music or otherwise?
I would love to say that I had a personal mentor, but I more so just had stars that I really grew up idolizing.
Like Mariah Carey.
Carey. But I really loved performers, like people who could sing and get on the stage. So I grew up loving Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson,
They had presence.
yes, Usher.
Yeah.
All these people. I grew up in the boy band era, and I grew up in the
Yeah.
pop, right? Like, and I loved it. I loved the music videos. I loved the costumes. I loved the performances, the catchiness of the songs, and music was really my therapy for a long time. And I wanted to be that to somebody else. I wanted to be that person that just made somebody's day better when you come home from
I
school,
love it.
get off of work, and you just need that song to change your day around. I wanted to be that person.
What is your process into creating?
So I see
You have a process.
music in pictures and colors.
Okay.
So it's like a dream for me. So,
Visual.
yeah, I'm very visual.
I can relate. Okay, cool.
Sometimes people hate because I'm also formally trained. So sometimes people are like, what key are we in and what are we doing? And I'm like, okay, picture an ocean. But
Oh my God! That's fucking. Sorry, I was going to swear. Sorry, Roger, Stevie. But what do you call it? That's it drives the composers that I work with crazy. Is I actually describe to them what the music should look like. Open vistas, clean sky.
yeah,
Oh my God! I did not. I thought I was weird.
I'm such a sensory composer when I compose my music. And so I really appreciate the people who work with me because they have to jump into my brain.
I like it.
But yeah, I tell a story. I've always been a writer.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I can relate to. I think I call singers storytellers. We tell small little short stories, clips of life, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So what is important for you to hear in a song?
In a song, I like layers. I like a song that gives you more like something new each time you listen to it, like Signs, where it's like, great, this is a great bop and R&B vibe, and then the second time you're like, oh, he's really talking about a toxic relationship, and
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And then if you listen to it a third time, oh, he sampled the motifs from Hamilton, because I'm a huge Broadway,
Yeah.
so I always sample stuff like
discovering. If you're a true fan, you start discovering things along the way that you go, ah.
I watch videos all day on YouTube, watching Easter eggs and behind the scenes. So I like putting I'm like a Marvel movie as an artist. I like
You
putting
do? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do little hints too. Cool. So, well, I was going to say what makes you unique as an artist, but there's my answer. No, well, what would you say? What makes you unique as an artist? And it's okay to brag. And by unique, I mean we're all unique people. Everybody is unique, and everybody should. That's why I asked, what is your uniqueness? What makes you different?
I think my uniqueness is that I find a way to take all these crazy experiences that I had and make them relatable for anybody.
That's beautiful.
So my songs, when people ask me what they mean, like they mean something for me, but I write them in a way where they can mean anything for anybody else. I don't want it to just be a peek into my story. I also wanted to connect with you, and I've always been good at that. I've always been a pretty
Brilliant
person
cool.
and connected. So that's where it comes from. I think my heart and my music just hits people differently.
Thank you for answering that. So if I follow up with what makes you unique as a human?
As a human, I would say I'm a Hufflepuff. I really am. I really am that person who just wants everyone to get along, everybody to be friends.
Aww.
I wanted my life to be a sitcom growing up.
Honestly, that's such a beautiful thing. What a beautiful idea. And what more can we hope to be is that for our lives. Cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about the queer community in Baltimore, since we are just being introduced to Baltimore through you.
Yeah, Baltimore has an amazing queer community, so talented, so artistic, so much that they do throughout the year, that I find something new every day that we are doing as a community, and I love it. It's a very isolated community. We kind of keep that safe space, right? And I love
Is it well organized? Like, do you guys have a pride and queer organizations and all that? Yeah.
Yes, we actually have a huge pride that I'm actually have an audition for it on Friday. I've never had the opportunity to perform at their pride, so fingers
Okay.
crossed that it goes well.
I've been watching your. Is that your rehearsals on social media?
They are actually from my live album release. So,
Okay. Okay.
I believe
I thought you was trying to rehearse for the tours, but okay, cool.
Oh no, I believe in even if I don't have like big star budget, I operate like I'm a big star in my mind. So if I perform, you're getting stage, lights, dancers.
The whole this thing with Tony.
I'm a production.
Nice. Okay, speaking of that, that's exciting. You're coming to Toronto. First time to Toronto?
My second.
Your second time? Cool.
Last year was my first time and my first ever pride that I've ever been to.
Okay. Which day? Do you know which day you're performing?
I don't yet, but last year was Saturday. So
Okay.
we'll see.
So guys, watch the schedule. Pride is starting to roll out information as they go along. And if I'm downtown, I hope to catch you. If I'll try to make my way through all the crowds.
Absolutely.
If not, it's probably going to be a crazy. I want to say let's connect or whatever, but it's going to probably be a crazy weekend for everybody. So no pressures. If we happen to be in the same spot, we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm coming down an extra day early just so I can.
You are coming on the Friday?
Yes.
Well, come see me on Friday then. Come see the show. It's going to be on the South Stage. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna be doing this whole show but live without Cowboy. I'm not bringing him. I'm not bringing him down. Okay. So thank you. What else are you're touring? You're touring a lot. I saw your itinerary.
Yes.
Where are you going? Tell us.
I am going to Oklahoma. I'll be one of the headliners for their first ever Pride Fest in Western Oklahoma.
Nice.
Super exciting. Going to DC. I'll be going to New York. Of course, I'll be going to Toronto. And there's a few other things that might be in the works. Some people have called me. So we'll just see. I'm going anywhere that will have me.
And what do you call it? So Toronto is the only Canadian stop for now?
It's the only one for now, but
for now, we don't know what's coming up.
I've fallen in love with Canada, so like
really, that's cool. I love hearing that. I mean, I was born in Kuwait. I'm Lebanese, but I've been here for so long. To me, I have such an incredible Canadian pride. I think we have an awesome country here.
Such a beautiful country, and I was treated so wonderful.
He's just saying that so we can treat him better when he gets to Toronto. Cool. What do you call it? So if you last question for this segment, if you ruled the world for a day, what would you change?
Ooh, I think if I ruled the world for a day, I'd probably be that person to just give like everybody like a travel allowance. So I feel like
go somewhere.
we all have money to like go places and enjoy ourselves every now and then. We just all be allowed to relax.
All right. Well, let's make him emperor. We're all getting a vacation apparently after.
Absolutely, infinity pool and all.
And with that, we're gonna take a little break and come back to talk a little bit more with Tony. Don't go anywhere. Back and we are chatting with Tony IA with an exclamation mark at the end. And if you don't know what I'm saying, go back to the last segment and you'll figure out what I just said. Growing up, family. We like to try to talk to or get to know our artists as people. Of course, you're people. So yeah, what would you tell us about your upbringing, family, current family home? You mentioned married.
Yeah, I am married. So I grew up with me, my mom, and my brother for a long time. My mom's a veteran. And so I'm
Cool.
a
Nice.
military brat. Shout out
Yeah,
to
tell you that.
so I traveled a lot of different schools. Um, and moved out to New Mexico when my mom got married to my native father.
Okay.
Um, he's the most amazing man in my life.
Oh wow.
I got to experience a lot of love. That is a unique thing that I've always had. I've always been surrounded by love, even though I've been through a lot more than what I look like. I love my family. They're amazing. They're always supportive of everything. I've always been the loud one, the stage one, the attention grabber. So no one was surprised when I became an artist.
That's usually my question is what kind of were you the troublemaker in school? Were you the school clown?
No, I was not the troublemaker. I was the good kid following all the rules, but I was the artsy kid that wanted to perform in
You're the artsy kid.
every single thing. I was driving my parents crazy because I wanted to join acting clubs and all this other stuff.
Well, it's paying off because you're a fantastic artist.
So much.
Cool. So your current family life?
Yes, currently I have my amazing husband, Joseph. We've been married for 12 years now, together for 16.
Yay.
Actually, one of the first married couples in DC after it became legal.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so have
Pets, family, children? No.
yes, I have a beautiful child, Jamal. He is 9. He'll be 10 this year. He
Wow.
is autistic. I have a very big heart for mental health awareness. He is my joy. And he was nonverbal until maybe a couple years ago, and music brought him to life. So he knows all of my songs. When we're having rehearsals, I tell people that he will correct their pitch because he comes alive from music, and he learned how to speak from my songs. So
Aw.
pretty cool.
Um, do you have any other work other than music? Do you do anything else?
Yes, so I'm both a teacher as well as a outreach coordinator for a medical company for just helping and support. Everything I do has to do with outreach. I like helping people. I like working with people, and it's all teaching. It's all education. So, and I also run a nonprofit called Tony A Artistry that supports indie artists. We provide them with agency, connection, support, referrals, and just a team if they can't afford one themselves, legitimizing the career.
That's very sweet. That's very nice of you. I think it was you. I'm trying to remember if it was you who posted on your social that you've never imagined that music will be such a big career for you, kind of thing. I think that might have been you.
Yeah, I was that kid growing up who was teased. I had a speech impediment. I always saw myself as the background person. I never saw myself as the front. And so when people see my big over the top stage personality, when they meet me in person, they're like, you personally, like, you're still lively and fun, but you're than we expect you to be. And that's just me. I come alive on the stage. It lets me be what I couldn't be. Sometimes Anthony gets really scared and really low self-esteem and stuff like that. But
that's you know what I think. I've been on a lot of stages and a lot of speeches. I would say it's almost like a persona. Once you step on stage, you kind of have to. We all have the nervousness and the anxiety and all that sort of stuff. You have to go on stage with as a persona, basically.
Yeah.
Put that behind you. Cool. What hobby other than music? What are your hobbies? What do you do? What do you entertain yourself with?
So I'm a huge video gamer. Shout out to
gamer.
out there. I'm an avid gamer. I'm a huge anime fan. I'm a huge professional wrestling fan. Another reason why I love Canada.
You serious? You like wrestling?
Absolutely. Actually, my favorite wrestler of all time is Edge, who is from Canada.
Canadian.
Yes, I am a huge wrestling fan. So if you ever come over, you'll be playing wrestling with me, and we play it like it's like.
Cute. Honestly, I've heard every hobby on my show, but I haven't heard wrestling from somebody from another artist. Cool. We play a game. I'm assuming you didn't see my show before, but our community here knows. We play a little game to close the show. So I'm gonna ask you quick questions, just whatever comes to mind first.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Yeah, your favorite color?
Green.
Your favorite season of the year?
Summer.
Your favorite flower?
Ooh, magnolia.
Nice. Your horoscope?
Pisces.
And do you believe in horoscopes?
Absolutely, I did.
You do? Cool. What makes you laugh?
My husband.
Oh, he needs to watch the show now so you can hear that.
He's ridiculous in the best way.
Oh, sweet. Your favorite time of the day?
Morning.
Morning? You're a morning person? God, I hate you. No, I don't. But I'm not a morning person. Your favorite drink after a day? What would you pour to relax? It could be of course, it could be non-alcoholic too.
Ooh. It's either going to be iced tea, like lemon iced tea.
Okay.
It's my favorite drink. Or honestly, it's going to be a nice mule at the end of the day.
Okay, cool. A song you listen to frequently these days, and it can be yours. Don't promote your song. No.
Actually, and I don't know. So it's Boss B. I don't know if we can cuss, but
Okay. Yeah, no.
oh,
Okay, so okay, cool.
that's it.
What quirks do you have?
Quirks.
Yeah, what's your quirk?
My biggest quirk is probably that like I really like trivia, so you're always gonna hear me like say random.
Coming up with a question. Cool.
I mean, for everything, I have a random fact.
Cool. That'll drive me nuts, but okay. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I like trivia. What's your pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is smacking.
Okay.
Repeating it. I have a thing about mushy noises. It drives me crazy.
Okay. What job would you be terrible at?
Anything with manual labor, because I'm like the hardest working person, but also the laziest person you will ever meet. I'm good at work, but I do not like it.
Fair enough. What most favorite film of all time?
Ooh, The Green Mile.
Okay. Are you usually? I like the movie actually. That's a very good choice. Are you usually early or late?
I am usually early.
Okay, good. I was gonna say if you're late, I'm gonna call Pride Toronto and warn them. No.
I'm an early person, but my husband is late, so we end up being on time.
Yeah, that's actually you plan early, you get on time. That's the way to do it. What dish do you cook that no one should miss?
My macaroni and cheese.
Ooh, sounds cozy. Comfort food. Describe a romantic date. What would you do for? I can remember his name. What did you say, Joseph?
Joseph.
Okay, what would you do for Joseph to woo him?
I would probably have all of his favorite items. He likes the outdoors, so we probably be summer because I hate the cold.
Okay.
Be outside during the summer, and it would be surrounded with like just all his comforts, comfort food, comfort shows, comfort items, comfort music, and it would literally just be
Aren't you a great husband? No.
I like to pamper.
I like to pamper. That's actually very sweet. Yes, and that's how to be romantic, people. Okay.
Yeah.
Describe an ideal way to spend a weekend. You had a crazy week. You performed everywhere. You're touring. What would you do on the weekend?
On the weekend, me with 3 or 4 of my closest friends.
Playing games?
Playing games.
Yeah, I know you already.
Eating all the food, binge watching the newest anime that we're into, and just literally just relaxing.
Cool. That's a good way to spend the weekend. Well, with that, I'm done. Yay. Thank you for being on our show, Tony. Really appreciate you. And good luck with all the touring.
Thank you.
And hopefully we somehow cross paths during the festival here. And everyone, happy Pride season. And I can't wait to see you on the next episode where it's going to be the big Pride episode that I just mentioned. And with that, and then we're going to be closing season 9. And my God, I can't believe when I started this 10 years ago that we're going to be celebrating next year a 10th season of the longest running local queer talk show in history. Yay! Well, thank you. Cheers. Love yourself. Bye.